name is Luis, and if you're here reading this, you may have heard about SPX2.0, but you certainly have heard of SPX. The problem is that you do not know it all. I really want to take you through the whole story, what happened in the past, the mistakes I've made, how I was betrayed, and ultimately explain the second chance I've been given to make things right. First and foremost, for myself, but also for the rest of the team members who were also tricked, and the initial SPX buyers. This isn't just a story about a crypto token. It's my story, and I want the world to know it's a story of resilience, of standing up after you've been knocked down. And I hope you will all join forces with me and my new team, so we can make things right. I hope that when I am done explaining here, you'll see why SPX 2.0 is something worth believing in. It all started back in early 2023. I was in a TG group with a couple of people planning to create a team for launching a meme coin. The stock exchange meta in the crypto space comes and goes in phases, but it's everlasting. It always makes its appearance through waves. I started chatting to whom I believed to be my trusted partner at the time. You see, I thought he was my pal, my dear friend and trusted partner, because we knew each other for years. We had actually met in a random bar in Iceland back in 2018 when I heard him talking to some peeps about crypto in the table next to where I was sitting. So I jumped in on their conversation, and we somehow clicked. We had 1 pint, 2 pints, we ended up getting pissed, going for a coffee next day, and then ended up being friends for years, something which felt like true bromance to me. At the time I was visiting Iceland for vacation. Little did I know at the time what would happen to me in the future. About the guy I met in Iceland. I will just keep referring to him as the you-know-who. I really do not wish to give this person any sort of value, bad or good, but I need a means of writing things down. Anyway, coming back to what I was talking about initially, you-know-who and I were thinking of creating a meme around the stock exchange meta, because the fact that this meta is always coming back to crypto was interesting. Besides, we were supposed to run a long-term meme project with the view to make it to top 100 tokens in CoinMarketCap. So we were doing research, and suddenly it hit me. Why don't we make a meme coin based on the S&P 500, but with a fun twist, aka 6,900%. The ticker would be SPX, and the name SPX6900. I mentioned this to you-know-who, and he agreed. He asked me to start working my marketing magic, as I used to work in digital marketing for a few years, so that we could approach normie investors without focusing much on degens. The plan for me was to sharpen the branding and start spending on email and other sort of digital marketing campaigns, not in a cold calling fashion, but more like in a way that we would need to see how much interest there was in regards to an S&P 500 related meme coin. So I spent some money to pull emails of crypto investors from database services. I DM'd some of my contacts and so on. A few weeks later, I had a pretty long list of emails and other usernames, and so I started thinking of the approach method. The campaign was meant to hint at people about what would be coming one day and get them to subscribe to a marketing email list so we could let them know when the token would be live. By the way, all that was taking place in February 2023, up until summertime. Since I like to take my time with things, I like to try and do something different. So I have been testing the marketing campaigns and running them slowly for long periods of time. People don't like cold marketing. They need freedom of choice, and they need to feel safe. They hate being approached like that, but if they feel safe, they love it. Anyway, I must have spent around $10,000 within few weeks, purely approaching individuals to let them know that one day, a meme coin might launch, so that they would stick around. It was all going well. You-know-who was talking to some contacts to have them ready for the launch, and was also focused on the degen space, connecting with new groups of degens and all that, getting ready for the launch. You know who was also very smart Solidity developer, so he always created the contracts himself. I should probably mention at this point that you know who was running further crypto business on the side, mostly farming taxes and launching rug pulls at times, something that I of course was not aware of. I am not like that. That's a crime. However, he was really good at hiding things and using multiple accounts, so I had no clue, even after knowing him for years. If you check the SPX2.0, you will see that its checksum is commonly used by farmers, PND launchers. That's you know whose creation, I figured later on. Time was flying. I was also going through a rough breakup at the time, 5+ years relationship. But we kept preparing memes, talking to people, running campaigns, pre-launch. I had more than 5,000 subscribers in my email list at the time. Here's some of the campaign results. We had agreed to using the stockmarketcoin.com as the domain name for the website, as it really clicks. The domain's cost was quite high. It wasn't worth $50 or $100, nothing like that, 4 digits price. So I asked you know who to acquire it, as he could reimburse himself from the taxes. He asked me to buy it with my credit card, as he had all his funds locked up, and said that he would reimburse me soon. I decided to follow through and purchase the stockmarketcoin.com, silly me, sharing the domain panel's credentials with him as well. All my expenses at the time were up to $5,000, including the domain name, marketing, and branding. My bank account was running low, and I just quit my 9-to-5 job to pursue my dream. The day was August 13th, 2023.